Noisy Pixel. What's up, nerds? Welcome to episode 46 of the Noisy Pixel podcast, the official podcast of noisypixel.net, a show where we talk about games, but we mostly talk about ourselves. Not a lot of game talking. I'm your host, Brian, and today I'm joined by Azario Lopez, the big kahuna,
Hello.
the big fish.
Don't stop calling me that.
This is only the second time I've called you that, okay? But it's
that's
canonically
too many.
It's canonically 2 times on this podcast that I've called you the big kahuna.
Look, at least it gives Azario a sweet Pokemon battle theme.
Oh, yes.
And we are also joined by fan favorite, the boy from Down Under, Jacob Kavanaugh. How's it going?
Thank you. I can hear this my applause of nothingness.
I'll give you a couple.
Aw,
That doesn't
sweet.
fuck up the audio.
Jacob, you are the fan favorite. You are everyone's favorite.
Yes.
It's true. It's true. You get a lot of fan mail, a lot of kind words.
Noisy Pixel poster boy.
You bump our views up and by a lot.
Chinese developers love him.
It's true.
They know I work at a Chinese restaurant.
It's true. You're the. Do you really?
Yeah.
Did you ever say that to us before?
Yeah, he did.
I probably have.
Man,
Shows who your real friends are, huh, Jacob?
I guess so. I'm sorry, Jacob. You've been on the show how many times? And I'm pretty sure on this show you've probably mentioned that, and I just don't remember. Anyways, on with the show. Let's just
There are a lot of pixels.
right into it. With what you're playing. Azario, what you been up to? What you been playing?
I've been catching up with some games, but most of my time has been going into this game called Vestaria Saga I, War of the Scions.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game on PC, and it's basically classic Fire Emblem, classic like Landgrasser style strategy RPG where you go down a campaign and build up units and fight people on a huge map, move them around. It's really cool. I'm having a lot of fun.
Nice.
Sounds tasty.
Tasty.
Yeah,
Tasty.
if you like classic Fire Emblem games, not this weeb shit that you get nowadays. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the waifus, but sometimes I just want that classic experience. I'm such a hipster with that shit though, dude. Like
You're such a hipster.
But it's funny because
the-
we as a website we gave Fire Emblem like Game of the Year last for 2019. So you're saying if you don't like any of that shit and you want to play a game that's not that game, play this one.
okay,
Azario out here wanting the plots to be nice and simple, like when they had lots of incest in them. Wait, they still have incest. Fuck.
it's not about the incest, and it's not about the graphics that they choose to use now. I just really enjoy retro experiences, and I hate that the only way that people actually cared about Fire Emblem is when they started putting anime people in it. And nobody
That's
cared.
understandable, because I want more of those genealogy maps in, because they were those really big maps and more story actually occurred in them, and then more Thracia, because Thracia was really good.
Yeah, it's like it's so accessible now, and I'm a gatekeeper, so.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not going to
Hello,
argue with
Professor.
that fact.
Nothing to report.
But if someone wants to if some Fire Emblem nerd comes up to me and starts talking, you bet your ass I'll pretend that I know everything. I played the shit out of Three Houses, but before that I used to just buy Fire Emblem games just to rub it in people's faces that I owned it, because I would buy limited editions.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like that Birthright one.
oh God!
So I bought
Why would you do that?
I bought the one with all the games on one cartridge.
Oh,
Just,
Faces.
just
Just
because-
for flexing, just for flexing.
yeah. And then
Oh,
now I just flex it. You know,
why would you flex with a bad game?
I've never played it, Jacob, so I don't know.
Good point.
Is Three Houses the only Fire Emblem you played, or you played other Fire Emblems here?
No. I played the ones on Wii
Yeah,
or the ones on GameCube.
yeah.
Those are the
Um,
only two I haven't played.
yeah, I borrowed them from a friend years ago. I don't own them.
I think
But,
Three Houses is probably the only Fire Emblem game I've played.
Yeah, and now they just recently announced that they discovered a bunch of like sewer people underneath the school. So there's a fourth. There's a fourth house now.
I'm
There's
digging
a
it.
fourth house with 4 people
I mean,
in it.
it's
There's
it's
4
it's
people
it's
in it.
it's,
What?
it's Fire Emblem Harry Potter edition. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
that's what I was
That's
thinking.
why
I
I
was
was
thinking Harry
appealed
Potter.
to playing it. I was like, oh, okay,
Hey,
it's it.
the big difference between Three Houses and Harry Potter is that Three Houses isn't bad.
You say Three Houses you say Harry Potter's bad? You don't like Harry Potter, man?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm learning way too much about you in this
yeah,
show.
Jacob, you a Chinese restaurant working Harry Potter hater?
The only good Harry Potter story is Prisoner of Azkaban because it has well done time travel.
That's what I'm gonna make the title of this podcast. Chinese restaurant working Harry Potter hater Jacob Kaplan.
Please don't.
No, I won't. It's not good for our SEO.
That's not SEO friendly.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I've been playing that game, and you should see a review next week. Hopefully, you should see a lot of reviews from me next week.
Cool.
I'm playing a couple visual novels, but
Who cares about those, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
who cares about those?
Speaking of visual novels, Jacob, what have you been playing?
I've been playing everyone's favorite visual novel, Audible Silent. I haven't played any visual novels. What the hell?
Whoa.
Whoa!
It's a
Didn't I
whole
send
new
you?
What?
Jacob. What did you do with
I mean,
our Jacob?
Wait, I hang on. I got mixed up because those games. I think they're still under embargo, so we won't mention those.
Mm.
Technically.
Oh yes,
Hmm.
yes.
Unless you want to be a
Mm.
Noisy Pixel bad boy.
Mhm.
Name drop some
And I'm
stuff.
not a bad. I'm a good boy. I hate myself. That
This
sounds
is why
really
you're
bad.
the
Are
MVP
you-
of this podcast. You're
How-
the goodest boy.
Are you playing that game, Historia?
Yes,
How'd that game
we
go?
have. That is a very short. Is that? I don't think is that officially out yet?
It's not, but there's no embargo for it.
Okay. Historia is very short but very good, and I really want more of it. Like yesterday.
The imagery in that, it's like a horror visual novel, and it looks really good.
There's a slight horror vibe to it, but most of it comes down from like how it treats its protagonist. It's one of the few visual novels that has had like a faceless protagonist, and I didn't actually mind because
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that. I kind of went, oh, hang on, what was the design of Doug? What was Doug's design? Oh, he doesn't have one.
That's something that you really hammer down in your reviews. It's like you care about that stuff, and like Lynn only cares if there's like fluffy and cute hugs in it. And so
And with that,
When
we
I'm handing
cover
out-
the whole gambit, though. We cover the whole
Yeah.
gambit with those two people. You know, we're
Right.
good. We're Gucci.
when I'm giving out visual novel reviews, that's what I focus on. Is this game a Jacob game or a Lynn game?
Also, Historia does one thing I can't properly say. I don't want to properly give it away, but it does something really interesting with the game's UI that actually adds to the story itself.
Ooh,
Oh, cool.
that's cool.
And it's really that's one of the things that really has got me going so excited over it, because it's like it's using the tools that it has in it. It's using all the tools in its medium to create an interesting story and characters. So I need more of it because
I'll
it's too
be
short.
awaiting. I'll be awaiting that review. It's made by a Dojin developer in Japan.
Mhm.
It's also made by one of the writers. Also worked on everyone's favorite visual novel, the one that was based on, I've forgotten the name. I'm so sorry. The one with all the writer designs that people went, hey, let's turn these into like, a couple of guys on, I think it was 4chan, went, hey, we'll make this a game.
Oh, that's
What's it
cool.
called? It's the one where you, wow, it's gonna sound really weird to say out loud. It's the one where you
Romance the girls that don't have arms.
Yeah, is it the
Yeah, that
amputee
one.
one? Oh,
that
it's
one.
called Katawa Shoujo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. How did I forget?
Fucking love that
Because
visual
I
novel.
haven't
That's a great visual
I
novel.
haven't actually played it.
That's how you know us weebs aren't bad guys, because we'll fuck the shit out of.
we're not biased. We don't play favorites here.
Can you
You
believe
could have
that, Brian?
a half scarred burned face as long as your hair covers it up.
Can you timestamp that and take that out, Brian?
We'll see.
I'm scared.
Oh man. All right. Well, cool.
Well, Historia, wait for that.
Yeah.
Wait
When
for
can
that.
our lovely listeners expect to see some more information about that game?
I'm not actually sure. If I quickly check the soon TM.
Soon TM.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Soon
Maybe next-
TM.
Maybe
There's
next week.
currently an ARG going on the on their Discord
Uh-huh.
that will has some connection to the story.
Hmm.
That's cool.
But yeah, that involves a couple of websites and decrypting images.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's fun.
Your favorite thing to do, Jacob's crack the case.
Hell
Detective
yeah!
Jacob on duty.
Stop it.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Okay. Stop. Go, Brian.
Well, speaking of detective games, I've been playing the Phoenix Wright trilogy because I bought that on the Switch. Again, I remember playing it when I had on the DS and I was playing it back when you could use an R4 and download games for free.
I think that's still illegal technically.
You're a bad boy.
I'm the Noisy Pixel bad boy. And then I don't
It's just
remember ever
Brian.
beating the games, and so now that I'm more mature and more knowledgeable, I'm revisiting it to see if I can play through them and beat them. And then it's kind of harder now because I remember how some of the cases end, and then I think I'm doing it right because I already know what the ending is, and then it just makes it harder because I can't make those leaps in logic that it wants me to.
Oh, because they're small leaps. I hate that.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I know for some reason this is not the right answer, but I don't know how to get the right answer. But I know what the answer is. I just don't know how to mechanically get to it. So that's sometimes frustrating. But I also don't feel bad because I look up a walkthrough for it. It's like I already beat this part. I already know it. I'm just gonna fucking look it up and just do it. Just screw this game.
Please do
Years
that
ago-
during most of AA2.
Years ago, I got in trouble for calling him Ace.
Oh yeah.
People made fun of me.
Oh man, it's like saying, "Oh yeah, I love playing Zelda," and Zelda's such a cool character with his sword and shield, and
I used to be a really bad normie when I first started in video games. I used to be like, I'm still fake it till you make it, but I'm not as bad.
I'm a huge normie. Let
I
me
know.
explain as I go through my list of games that I've been playing recently. I recently finished and finally beat South Park Stick of Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finally got through it. I had always had it on Steam on my PC, and I never got around to actually finishing it because there were other games I'd rather be playing. But then I bought it on Switch, so then I could just take it with me and do it. So I cranked it out 4 days, beat the game, had a lot of fun. It was really funny. I liked how it is. I played a little bit of Fractured But Whole. Not as fun. I don't like that they don't have that Paper Mario like RPG mechanic aspect of the combat anymore, because that was the real fun bit of it for me, on top of the storytelling. But we'll see. I'm still putting in the time to finish that one and see if it changes my mind. Other than that, another game that I've been playing is Outward. So I've been playing that with my housemate Justin. It's
Outward?
it's like not Inward, Outward is the game. That's what the name of the game is. It's an open world RPG, kind of like Skyrim, but in like third person.
So Skyrim.
I mean, well,
I mean, you said in third person.
I mean, I guess so. Every time I see Skyrim, it's always a first person game where they have their arms out and then you.
That's because they're all scrubs and don't care about fashion.
Oh.
He's just being a nerd.
But yeah, and then so you can play co-op with 2 people, and I think there's mods to have like more people in it. But it's basically one of those types of games where they don't tell you like how to do anything, and you kind of have to like, explore and discover it yourself. And there's like mechanics like dehydration and like starvation that affects your max like stamina and like max health and stuff like that. And you kind of just like go around in this like wilderness and try to like forge your own path and like complete quests that you find by talking to NPCs. And you just have to remember that that's what you have to do, and the rough vicinity of where you're supposed to go, because you don't have like you have like an overarching map, but you don't know where you are on that map, and you just kind of have to figure it out based on landmarks and stuff like that. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with that. There's some really cool mechanics in it. Like you can learn magic in the game by going and climbing this like mountain, going through a dungeon to this like secret wizard community, and they'll teach you how to use magic, and they'll give you an MP bar. But in order to get an MP bar, you have to sack some of your other stats permanently. So if you want like a mana bar of like 18 mana, you'd have to like bring down your health and your stamina down by like an equal amount of points. And so you're like, oh, I want to be a wizard. You're going to be like a frail as fuck wizard. And then you like pay to like learn spells from wizards and stuff like that. And the mechanics are kind of like a little Dark Souls-y, where you get like your tumble roll that like takes up stamina and stuff like that. And then you're just like basic melee swings and things like that. But overall, the game looks really nice. It's a lot of fun. I've been enjoying my time. I'm planning to put some more time in it with my housemate to see how far we can get in the game and how much more we can see in the game. It's hard. We died a lot of times. But what's nice is it's pretty forgiving, because when you die, it like sends you somewhere random in the world map, and you just kind of have to like figure out where you are and find out what to do. But it's pretty cool. There's a lot of mechanics in it that I really like. And it's very immersive in that way. The only thing that I don't like about it is like the character models are so garbage. It looks like something out of like RuneScape, like the new like modern touched up RuneScape. It kind of looks like that. But the environments and stuff look really cool. And that's me.
Sounds hella nerdy.
It is hella nerdy. I'm a big nerdy RPG boy.
I noticed that one of those games wasn't DJ Max Respect on PC.
DJ Max Respect on PC?
It'll come. I promise you, Azario, it'll come.
Okay. Well, we can move on.
Cool. Moving on to the next segment, where we're going to talk about just our thoughts on the fact that PlayStation's not going to be at E3. You want to start us off, Azario? How are you feeling about that fact? No PlayStation at E3.
The thing about E3 in the way it is now is, honestly, I think the idea of E3 needs to die for E3 to succeed. And that's because the media and gamers, we do so much to... Oh, there's a cat in here. Sorry.
I thought you were like looking behind your back to see like if there's any like gamers and stuff behind you.
A monster's going to show up and snap Azario away from out of our faces.
We're on webcam, and Azario just like spookily looks back like he's like paranoid or some shit.
Dun.
But yeah, so okay, so the media and gamers, we hype up E3, which means that you're going to get a lot of coverage of video games out of this event.
Mm.
But there's the problem, is that there's just so much.
Mm.
If you announce something, say you're a AA developer,
Mhm.
AAA, and you announce something, the second that it goes up, well, it's already drowned by
Everything else.
everything else that
Yeah.
was announced.
That's
You're
true.
not,
Trying to be an
you're
indie game
not,
at E3 would be very difficult nowadays.
and you know what? They try. The
Mm.
indie community, they do try to force media people to do previews and stuff like that, when all the media cares about is whatever the hell Bethesda announced or whatever the
Right.
hell Sony announced.
Yeah.
And it's like,
What outfit
it's
Hideo Kojima's wearing today?
yeah, it's stuff like that that gets the attention, and it's not worth it. It's not worth the money for these developers to go out there and do it. And few years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, the truth is that PAX wasn't that big.
Mm.
You had PAX Prime, which you don't have anymore. It's now PAX West, because you have PAX East, PAX South, PAX Australia, and those shows are so big and they're so beneficial to the developers that go there that they don't need E3. Nobody needs E3 anymore.
Mm.
And that's the reality of it. It's a waste of money, and you're not going to see a return on whatever the hell you announce. So Sony's doing the right thing by this,
Mhm.
but I think removing themselves completely from the show, that's not cool. I can see doing a Nintendo style series of announcements, but or just not announce anything and still appear at the show to allow people to get their hands on your games. It's just the fact that gamers do go there,
Mhm.
and for you to not only remove yourself but remove your partners.
Yeah.
So typically when Sony goes there, they have a huge area, but it's not just Sony games that you can play. It's other studios games that you
Mhm.
can play, that they have booths set up for them. So now you're taking all that away from those developers. And what if their game's not on Xbox? Well, now they have to buy. Now you're forcing them to buy their own spots, and it's just like, I think it does more harm than it does good to completely remove themselves from the show. I don't care if they don't make any announcements. I just think that, I don't know. It's just not. It's not cool.
It seems like there's like a disconnect on like it's trying to too hard to cater to two different audiences, where like you have the consumer, right, who just wants to see games and play games and see what's coming out. And then you have games media that you personally as a company want to get your information out, to the public and share with those like big tier outlets like IGN and things like that. And so yeah, I agree with you say, like just eliminating yourself because you're not going to get the coverage that you want. It's kind of shitty for the people who want to go to those trade shows who don't care about like the whole games journalism bit of it. They just want to play the games and see what's happening. Like there's doing it because it's a fun thing to do,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly.
What do you think, Jacob?
I think I have been far too ignorant about this subject and feel like I am very outclassed in my depth of knowledge.
It's okay, just fake it till you make
because
it.
The first thought that came to mind was just, well, you can't have a bad press conference if you aren't there.
He's right.
That's a fair point. Like as a strategic move, I think it's a smart thing from PlayStation to do, because then they'll have their own show and then all the coverage will just be about their stuff.
Yeah, I think it was stupid for Xbox Series X to be announced at the Game Awards. I thought that was so silly.
Mm.
I really enjoyed how the PS4 and the Xbox X or the Xbox One were announced. And the fact that Microsoft just decided to nonchalantly throw it out there, I don't know. Yeah. I hope Sony doesn't do that with the PS5.
Mm.
I can't wait for the console to come out. There's like no exclusives for it because there's nothing coming out for it. Because it's just other things.
Yeah, the thing about the next console generation is that we're still going to be getting PS4 games going into 2021. So
Well into at the very least.
I really hope that it's backwards compatible.
Do you think that like there should be separate shows for consumer versus industry folks?
Yes.
And
I
how would you
I
think that would benefit just everything overall?
it would benefit me um just to make it to meetings on time
Mm,
and um getting around the show floor is easier.
mm,
Also with the new consumers, there's just different booths now. When
mm,
typically E3 without the consumers, E3 was just like they just had like little displays, nothing extravagant, just a little couple of walls and stuff. And but now it's as if it was like Gamescom, you know? They
mm.
have Bandai Namco brings out all the bells and whistles for their booth, and it didn't used to be that way. It just used
Yeah.
to be like four walls and the games.
Mm,
And now they all have to do all this stuff, and then you have separate areas for press and for people, and then you have to find where that area is.
yeah.
Man, it's just
I definitely think it would be more organized for sure if you did it for industry versus consumer, because then you could have like a big fun, like, yay, we're celebrating gaming for all the people who paid money to go see it, and then on the side, like before or afterwards, you just have the industry folks, and we'll get into the nitty gritty of scheduling people and like doing stuff like that and making sure everything happens and you know
everyone
goes smoother that way.
everyone seems a little bit more annoyed, like the workers,
Mm,
just like getting to your like talking to a PR person or trying to like discuss where you're supposed to be meeting at with somebody.
mm,
They just seem like all day that day, like an influencer has been putting a fucking camera in their face and like making them
mm,
talk and shit, and like, and then
mm,
you have that fucking whatever guy that wears glasses and shit, fucking going into bathrooms and shit. You would never, you would never have that. You would never have that if they didn't allow consumers in the goddamn show.
yeah.
Influencers. You don't need to go. You don't need to be at E3. Influencers. You don't need to be there.
I feel like the
There's
quality of
nothing.
coverage would go up, wouldn't it? Because then you can like have your video footage and stuff and microphone and it'll sound all nice and things. You don't have to worry about like hustle and bustles and things of people like consumers walking around in the background and
That's
like
how it used. Well, that's how it used to be, where you could do a video review on the show floor at E3, and
mm,
now you cannot do that. No
right,
way.
because it's
No
all
freaking
yeah, it's all the freaking asses and elbows in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
I don't know
God,
nearly enough about this subject, so I'm just very intrigued in what Azario is saying. Like, ooh, this is interesting.
my favorite shows are GDC
Mm-hmm.
and Anime Expo, and that's because press generally don't go there.
Mm,
So, but there's still announcements and there's still stuff to cover.
yeah,
So
I definitely like GDC as an event because it felt more chill. Because I can just look at stuff and just have a good time and just soak in information that I care about.
yeah, and the developers stand right next to their products, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just,
And they're actually like they want to talk to you and they don't look tired.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. E3 is gonna have to die for it to survive, and that's the bottom line.
Mm,
It's gonna have to lose everything and become something completely different to where media to where gaming people um still have a benefit out of it. And you know what? The ESA fucked up last year. So people they haven't even like oh God. Like they haven't even apologized correctly for that, you know? Like
mm.
that's uncalled for, like what they did and how they handled it.
Fill me in on what happened because I think I might be out of the loop here.
Oh, everybody's names and emails and addresses got leaked.
Oh
Oh
shit.
yeah.
If you're an industry person, then the whole list got leaked.
Damn.
And in an Excel document, all nice and ready for them.
Hey, how the hell do you do that?
They had they send those lists to PR people and those attending so that they can contact the journalists and people going and ask them for a meeting. So what they did was they accidentally put that link on one of the web pages on the ESA website.
So that was like free to click.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
Yikes.
Yeah. Anyway,
all right, Jacob. I want to get your thoughts on some stuff. One, what trade shows have you been to? And out of those trade shows, which ones did you like and why did you like them?
I have been to PAX.
What did you like about PAX?
It ends. This is where it ends.
What did you like and not like about PAX?
Goodness. I don't have enough experience with trade shows. I feel to get.
Oh no, just like as an experience for yourself. No, not in comparison to anything else. Just what did you like about it?
One of the great things about PAX is, or at least how it was set up in Australia, Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I've been to it a couple of times. Is the first area you've got like all the indie titles. Like all the indie booths are right at the front. And from the left, you've got a bunch of like the school projects and things that have also partnered with others, and those are just really interesting to see because I like seeing people's ideas and what they can come up with. Further back, you've got like the big name brands with their AAA games and whatever have you, and then way at the back, you've got all the card games, collectibles, hobby arts, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
With your free play stuff, if you want to chill and play video games. And I like the idea that you're able to just kind of go check out new stuff, hang with friends, play with random people, play games, because that's the point of video games, really. You get to have fun with other people playing in interactive medium. My words are hard.
No, that's cool. Yeah, I agree. Like I think it's cool to have like a place where we as gamers can just celebrate gaming and what's new in gaming, and like just enjoy the medium that we enjoy. Because I think that's a really cool aspect of trade shows in general. What was something that you were like not as enthusiastic
I don't really
about?
know. Because on one hand, I would be fairly close to saying like God, those are problems that really you can't. I didn't get the smell thing as much because I stayed away from people. I mean, I was in a very heavily densely populated area, but I was with some friends and I was able to just we were able to move around and in between around people and staying in big groups for too long because I'm not great with being in the middle of crowds and stuff. I had earplugs for when it's too noisy. So I'm not ever close to enough people to deal with smells.
Cool.
Yeah.
So really, I don't know. I don't have any criticisms because I can't think of any, and I haven't had enough experience to know if something seems negative.
But overall, you just had a good time then.
Yeah, I've just had good times.
Here you heard it. PAX Australia. That's a trade show you want to go to and then have a good time with.
Yeah, we can move on.
Cool. Let's move to something fun. Get to know your pixels. It's gonna just be a silly one-off non-gaming related thing. How do you take your coffee, Big Kahuna Azario?
Black, because I like my coffee the way I like my women, with my dick in it.
Why do you stick your dick in your coffee, Azario? Is that just you drowning out the nasty things Azario says, Jacob? Is it just go high pitched and you just go that noise? All right, how about you, Jacob? How do you take your coffee?
I don't like coffee.
You don't like coffee.
I don't like
What
coffee.
about coffee do you not like?
It's way too bitter, even with a ridiculous amount of sugar or sweeteners in it.
I
I
put
drink
milk in it. Milk is how you get rid of the bitter taste of coffee.
Nah, see, what I do is I drink I just drink a regular dairy product that isn't coffee, that's just sweet.
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocos.
Yeah, let's go with the hot chocolate.
Delicious.
Hot chocolate.
Chocolate milkos.
Milkshakes. Yeah, chalky milk. Chalky milk.
Chalky milk, strawberry milk, vanilla milks, almond
Can't
milks.
go wrong with the. I don't know what.
What's your
American
favorite
brand
type of milk, Jacob? That's your Noisy Pixel question.
Oh,
You're
God.
good to know your pixel. What's your favorite type of milk?
Milk tea.
Yeah, boba milk, matcha milk.
You like boba milk?
Can I
So
don't
go.
know these brands.
Thai.
What? Thai
Thai
milk?
milk. Oh, you're just listing boba flavors at this point. Bubble tea flavor. Thai tea.
No, I don't. I'm not a big. I haven't had much tea either. I just go for like Big M's. I don't know what. Do you guys have Big M's?
No.
Big
no.
M.
What is
Wow,
Big M's? Explain to me. We should have a
they're
segment where
just-
it's just Australian cultural lessons by Jacob Kavanaugh.
Do you guys know what Oak is?
Nope.
No.
These are just flavored milk drinks.
Okay. Good to know.
These are just brands of flavored milk drinks.
Mm.
That's it.
Can we get those in the States? Azario, do you know? Do you know if we would be able to get those things in the States?
Not with those shipping rates.
God, no.
Well,
Go ahead.
I like
What
my
about you, Ryan?
coffee as I like a nice cold brew with some cream on top. I'm a basic bitch who goes to Starbucks and gets those sweet creamy cold brews. Yum 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 yum. Delicious.
Sometimes.
Oh yeah, because you can get those like frappes and whatever. Those are good.
Frappes.
We're not 16-year-old girls. Jacob.
Frappes. Sometimes I feel like a 16-year-old girl at heart, Jacob. It's okay.
Yeah, but you can get those like strawberries and cream ones that are really nice and sweet.
That's true. You can. All right, moving on. Enough about this coffee, milk, coffee, tea, coffee talk. Let's move on to game shout out of the week. A new thing that we're trying to do where we shout out a game that came out this week or is coming out soon that we think is cool and you should probably check out. Azario, you can start us off. What do you think?
I like all of the Atelier Dusk games. The trilogy pack came out, and get it. Also, it might be like $80, so check the price first. If the price is right, then go ahead and get it. But definitely play those games because the Dusk trilogy is a more serious adventure, and the characters are all dope.
Yeah,
And then
oh no,
And
go.
Shally-
the lead artist is Hidari, and Hidari is amazing. You know.
All right, how about you, Jacob? What's a game shout out you want to shout out this week?
This week. Today is the 17th, so if we're going for games in about a week, I can't think of any. I'm really good at this. What has just come out? I had it. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I had titles here, and I just forgot all of them.
You did play To the Moon. You want to drop that?
I did play To the Moon. To the Moon is there. Get to the moon.
Tell me about To the
Don't
Moon.
get to the moon, but get the game to the moon. Don't get the game to the moon.
What type of game is what type of game is To the Moon?
To the Moon is an adventure narrative, and is a narrative-driven adventure game. We're going to call it an adventure game.
Yeah.
That involves a couple of scientists who are employed by the Sigmund Corporation. They offer a wish fulfillment service for the elderly and terminal, and which they will go into. They can use technology to enter someone's memories and change them, so this person can die without regrets. So they've been employed to fulfill our They've got their client's name into the moon is Johnny, and they had to help them go to the moon. You should just read the review. There is a review. There's a review. I'm paraphrasing my own review.
Check out the review on noisypixel.net, written by our one and only Jacob Kavanaugh.
There is a sequel called Finding Paradise, which I need to touch. I want to play that, and there's actually a third game coming too.
Oh wow!
There's actually a couple of like minisodes which I still haven't played, and I need to play that. I need to fix that, but I have other things to finish.
What about you, Brian?
So for me, I want to shout out this game that just got ported to the Nintendo Switch. I think it's been on like every console already, but it's made its way to the Nintendo Switch. It's called Drunk Fu Wasted Masters, and it looks amazingly horrible. But it's only $5, so it might be worth checking out, you guys. I'm just saying, for $5, you could, for the price of a frappe, you could play Drunk Fu Wasted Masters, which kind of looks like Gang Beasts a little bit. That like wonky clay doll looking beat 'em up arena game thing. It kind of looks like that, but stupider, more stupid.
More stupider.
I'm sorry, there was a 3DS game released, I guess, for all three people who still use that console, and the Pokemon fans who will die in their nostalgia as they desperately try to figure out a way to say the new is bad.
All right. Well, that has been the show. That was a good show, you guys. High fives, virtual high fives all around. Thank you, everybody, for listening, as always. We appreciate the support. Be sure to check out the website, noisypixel.net, for more gaming news, reviews, previews, all those good gaming stuffs that you probably care about more than our rambling antics. We also have a YouTube channel, which has a bunch of video forms of our reviews, so be sure to check those out as well. And if you really like this podcast, if you like us, if you like listening to our sweet dulcet tones, you can hit us up on Google Play, Spotify, iTunes, and the YouTube channel, and reach out to us at what's the email, Azario? I never email us, so what's our email?
You have an email?
Oh, you can reach out to me. That's cool. Reach out to Brian at noisypixel.net for all podcast related emails. Tell me how much you love us or how much you hate us. I hope it's the first one because my ego can't take it. But yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.